Welcome to Rougeau Knives, how I make a full tang knife. This video does not show every process of making a knife. However, it will give you a better understanding of what it entails. I start by creating my designs in Adobe Illustrator. This program gives me greater control over the design process. Once the design is finished, I print it to scale and cut it out to be used as my template. I trace the pattern onto the steel. I'm using CPM 154 stainless steel for this knife. Begin to cut out the shape of the blade using a metal cutting bandsaw. File any intricate curves and tight corners to my layout lines. Use a belt grinder to grind the profile out to my layout lines. Grind the scales and imperfections off the face of the steel. Finish by flat grinding the two sides. Paint the blade using layout dye. Scribe reference lines for edge thickness and the height of the grind lines. Using a coarse grit belt, I begin grinding my reference lines, knocking the sharp edge off either side of the blade. Now I continue to grind the main hollow grind. Grind the false edge on top of the blade. Cut a piece of nickel-silver bar stock for the guard. Flat grind the imperfections off the two faces. Measure the thickness of the guard and scribe reference lines on the knife for positioning. Notch the knife so the guard will seat within it. File the notch until a perfect fit for the knife and guard to be seated. Adding a filed design to the spine of the knife. Drilling a series of holes and then milling the slot in the guard. Buff the face of the guard to a near finish. I line up the file to its reflection within the face of the guard and file for a final knife and guard fit. Once a perfect fit is achieved, I drill a pinhole through the side of the guard and through the knife. Test fit the pin through the guard. I prefer to hand sand the entire knife at 400 grit before heat treating. This knife was batch heat treated with several other knives. I use a professional industry heat treater here in Nevada. I then test the results with my hardness tester, and I am very satisfied with their work.